I don't know, man. What can I say, man? This was a terrible football game to watch in the first half. As far as your Washington Commanders, they were down 22-0. Nothing seems to work offensively. We don't get the ball down the field vertically early in the game. It seemed like we want to do a lot of this, these wide receiver screen passes that wasn't working. Meanwhile, everything Detroit was doing, except for the initial drive, was working. They were running the ball. I thought they had a great game plan. Took advantage of. We can't stop the run. We just can't stop the run. Jacksonville ran on us. Detroit was able to run on us. They had success. We just can't stop the run, and I don't know why we can't stop the run. So I'm trying to figure it out. We're paying. We got first round draft picks on the line. And mind you, Detroit had backups on their offensive line, and they was able to get it done. One team wanted it more, and that was obviously Detroit. They were desperate. They needed to win. We went up there, I believe. We started out promising on defense, 3 and out, sacking Jared Goff on the third down. And then it was just the DeAndre Swift show after that, and St. Brown show, really, the wide receiver, Amara Ross St. Brown. Uh, it, when we needed a stop all day, we couldn't get a stop. This game, Carson Wentz, if it wasn't for Carson Wentz, man, we wouldn't even been in the game. We would not have been in this game. We weren't in the game. We were not in the game the first half. We only had 57 yards total in offense. I've never seen that before in my lifetime. 57 yards total in a professional football game. It is very funny. But in the second half, we was able to get it together, move the ball a little better. We was in terrible field position the whole game, seemed like. Dax Mill kickoff returns were coming up short of the 20-yard line. Their punter for Detroit played very well. Some booming punts. I think he had one punt of 60 yards. He kept pinning us down, and we never had real great field position in the first half. But it's no excuse with the weapons we have. Carson Wentz was high on a couple of throws. But like I said, anybody blaming Carson Wentz for this loss is complete. They just didn't watch the game that I watched. So I would love to debate someone, as far as they're saying Carson Wentz was the reason that we lost the game. He threw the interception. To me, it hit his hands. It hits the receiver's hands. It was high, though. It was very high. So that's on him getting the ball high. But other than that, outside of that first half, he marched the ball down. He did what he had to do. He hit Jahan Dotson. He hit Curtis Samuels for a touchdown pass. Logan Thomas on a beautiful slant touchdown pass. We wasn't able to get anything done in the run game. I think Antonio Gibson had something like 28 yards on, I believe, 14 carries, something like that. But it wasn't effective. He was able to rush for a touchdown late in the game. And then when we really needed, about 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, when we really needed to score quick, it just took too long. I mean, it took completely almost the whole, 7 minutes. It took like 5 minutes to score. So that was something on my bad list. But we have to regroup. This game is over with. Detroit, congratulations to them. They move on. Like I said, they were desperate. They had to get this game. We had to get the game, but we didn't seem ready to play in the first half, and that cost us big time. So I'm not going to rehash old stuff. I haven't seen all the stats. I'll give you a stat breakdown later on this week in regards to this game, more likely tomorrow at some point. But I just wanted to give you a quick reaction. I just thought the team looked sluggish. Like I said, the defense came out. They did what they had to do the first drive. As far as Detroit's first drive, they 1, 2, 3. Like I said, they 3 and out. They got off the field. But other than that, we couldn't get off the field. Detroit, you got DeAndre Swift. when we really needed to make a stop, catch a ball in the second half. He falls down. He gets back up. Nobody has rallied to the ball. He makes a couple moves. Everybody's kind of stuck and just looking, and the effort or whatever, somewhat effort that they made, but it wasn't enough to keep him out the end zone. He scores. There was an in-around play with Amara Ross St. Brown, who, this kid did his best, junior Megatron imitation. So I don't know, man. You got to get better. Now you're facing Philly, depending on what Philly does tonight. They take on Minnesota. The Giants won. They won, and they're 2-0. The Cowboys won, so they're 1-1. And those are our next two opponents, and all you got to do is run on us. We can't stop the run. We just cannot stop the run for whatever reason. Jack Del Rio has been in this position for 3 years. It's his third year, and it's the same old thing. You cannot getting gutted on the run. I'm sick and tired of it. I'm really sick and tired of Jack Del Rio, to be honest with you. And it just seems, Ron's going to talk about injuries, and Ron's going to give you coach speak. I heard his press conference yesterday. He didn't give me much. He's talking about, he's trying to cover bases on this, that. It's just coach talk, man. I barely listen to it. It's almost like Jay Gruden now. It's just you hear a bunch of words and no solutions, But the players played hard in the second half. All the receivers was involved and made impact. What can you do, man? I mean, you had one there. We got to be ready to play every game. We got to be ready to play. We got to be ready to take advantage of Detroit. We didn't take advantage. They were blitzing. It seemed like Scott Turner wasn't able to adjust to picking up the blitz or countering the blitz. And we knew we should have known this was going to happen. And the crowd up there in Detroit was great. That helped them a lot. Detroit was tired in the second half, but yet we didn't take advantage of them being gassed. And like I said, when we needed to stop, we couldn't stop anyone. And that's the storyline of the game. When we needed a stop by the defense, we could not stop them. And, people are going to make, a lot of issues about Ron going for two. He went for the analytics, so I'll leave that as that. Now, did that take the sail out of the momentum? Obviously it did. But your defense still should be able to stop. This highly touted defense should be able to make a stop. And we wasn't able to make a stop, which they stretched the lead out to 36. And after that, it's pretty much a wrap. But I don't know, man. I mean, it's only the second game in the season. Got 2 division games coming up. And we have to win the division games. It's no excuse. You can't lose 2 division games. You got one at home. You have to win. You got to go down to Dallas and beat them without Dak Prescott. Okay, Dallas defense is pretty good, but they had 7 sacks yesterday on Cincinnati. But there's no excuses, man. That's a common opponent you play every year. So you're either going to have to scheme something differently. You're going to have to ask yourself some questions. Do you got the right personnel on the back end? I believe Derek Forrest said that it seemed like Detroit offensively had an answer for everything we had on defense, basically saying that it seemed like they knew our whole scheme. And this is a problem when I said, when it comes to these older coaches, man, they're stuck in their ways, and it's hard for them to relent on certain things that they've been doing. Heard a lot of chatter about, we need younger coaches with more dynamic flexibility in their schemes, as far as, scheming your guys up, scheming the defense towards your guys' athleticism. I agree with that, but You know, you with these coaches, man, these old dinosaurs, they're going to do what they're going to do. And so it's 1-1, don't panic. You know, Detroit was favored, but I didn't think they were 22-0 in the first half favorite type, you know, and that right there is alarming. Coming back from 22 points, trying to win a football game on the road, it's just ridiculous. But I thought Carson played a pretty good game, but he threw for 350 yards, I think, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. And thank God we had him, because obviously he was the MVP of the football game for us. But I don't have any questions with Carson Wentz. We're going to get the Carson Wentz that we get. And so far, he's been pretty good. He's got 650 yards, 7 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. So we're gonna get what we get with him. So tough loss, and we're gonna have to regroup. I don't know what else to say. I just think it's just, you know, I mean, your backups right now, we don't have that, you know, a lot of experience as far as the defensive line and the cornerbacks. So you got your depth is players who have never played in this league as far as game experience. And that's going to be tough. So you got to go with what you got to go with. I thought Benjamin St-Juste played a pretty good game. I thought he should have had that pick, but, you know, that's Benjamin St-Juste. He's there, but he's not really an interception guy. But so for the most part, this is one you just have to learn from. I'm learning. I want to see how they get better from this. I want to see the players what their mindset is as far as today, you know, after they watch the film. And like I said, I've heard Ron's press conference yesterday, but it's coach talk, man. It's just, you know, the message is just getting better. You know, but us as fans, man, we just got to take what we take, man, you know. But I'm not going to bail, man. I'm a loyalist, and I'm going to be there to the end. Hopefully we can get this victory next week against Philadelphia, and hopefully the fans will show up. So that's it for me, man. Misery Monday. It's a tough game to lose, but got to bounce back.